Let's give your name and where you're from.
Yes, my name is Aaliyah Moore. Aaliyah Moore, I'm the president of the Oakman Elementary organization. My daughter here is in the 5th grade. The school is from pre-K to 5th grade. She's been there since kindergarten, and this will be her last year. I have a 3-year-old, and my intention was to bring her there as well. We love our school. We have brought pictures to show our special needs children. Since I've been there, we've seen children achieve, overachieve. One leg, cast, wearing helmets, the whole nine. And we love our students. Mr. Roy Roberts, let me first say, we received a robocall for a meeting. There was nothing about the school closing. We received a robocall at 7:52 at night. The principal, it was her voice, and all she said was that there would be a special meeting for an announcement for Oakman School. Yesterday, which was the 10th, at 4 o'clock, about 3:30, they came in, they set up the podium and the mic. He came in, he had a PowerPoint presentation. He said that our school body was 288 kids, which is not true. We have over 300 and almost 30 children. He also said that the school needed $900,000 in repairs. He had no PowerPoint for those numbers. He could not give us the breakdown of the $900,000. This man was very rude. He was very short. This man also pulled out the welfare card on us. He gave us his bio and told us, oh, I've been there. I've been on welfare more than I can, more than I'm ready to tell about, you know. He also said that, and these were his exact words, people are not having black children as much as they used to. What does welfare and having black kids have to do with closing our school? And at the end of the PowerPoint presentation, he didn't even know he was at Oakman. He said, I am going to close Northwestern. Oh, I mean Oakman School, because they had to let him know that where he was at. He had his security guards with him. He had at least 20 plus people that were in suits. They didn't speak, they didn't acknowledge us, and then after that, he was done. Our teachers were afraid to ask questions. We had 2 staff members out of all staff members that asked questions, and afterwards, the whole thing was, the parents didn't know how important this meeting was because our principal stated today that it was a scripted robocall. She was not allowed to tell parents about the school closing. Also, she was not allowed to tell her staff as well. So this is my daughter, she's in the 5th grade. She might want to say the importance of her being in that school. And I just want to add one thing. You would think in a school that has general ed as well as orthopedic students, you would see bullying or some type of mistreatment. Like I said, I've been there 5 years. I have seen none of that. Our children are taught to learn and work together to help each other out despite handicaps, physical or mental. For the record, that would definitely impair my child. The only options that they're giving us is Noble and Henderson. Noble, to get to Noble, you gotta walk through the jungle. Once you get there, I am not for sure of the actual environment of Noble. You can't always believe what you hear, but I've heard that it is not good. They had both principals representing at that school, but to take this school away from my child, the teachers are excellent, the curriculum is excellent, we have an SFA program that has our children reading and is excited to read. So it would definitely impair my child's education. Closing Oakman Elementary.
How many special needs children go to that school?
Out of the school body of 330 children, I would say, I wish I had the exact number, but the last count that I had, we had 128 of those children were special needs children, out of 330 children.
That's messed up. That's messed up.
All right.
My completely right. He also has cerebral palsy. He's been going to Oakman since, I guess since preschool. Pretty much it's definitely going to impair closing the Oakman. It's not just for my child, but it's for every child that's there. The two schools that they offer us to send them to don't offer special needs. So therefore, you're going to have to convert those schools over to deal with needs of each one of these children. Secondly, most of them are busing in and out. So those that don't have the ability to be on the bus, what he told us yesterday was those that aren't on the bus now will have to walk to those schools. The other thing is, when you, as a parent that don't have a special needs child, it's like out of sight, out of mind. I have 6 other children. He's the only one that has special needs. So I know what he goes through when they went out to Disney World. He couldn't do everything they could do. So I know what it's like just being in a house where you're the special needs child and the other children are regular. So I can imagine what it's going to be like going to a school where everyone don't have cerebral palsy, but at least you are on an even keel with the other kids that's in there. And as far as the education, and I have been more involved in this school than with any of my other children. And like I said, he is not even the baby. But the point is, this requires us to be more parents than any of the others. I got one graduate. I spend more time with him through his little age than with her because of his special needs. And that's the same thing that's with our teachers. Even with our own kids, we have to learn to deal with whatever their issues is and to try to get them involved. But the one thing we got to teach them is, just because you have this disability, you're no different than the other child. But when you have someone else to help teach that and bring that nurturing out in them, then it makes a difference. So you're really telling me it's like, the way I look at it is like taking a wild animal from the wild, bringing him home and trying to teach him how to be domestic. And when he eat one of your children there, you're wondering what happened. Well, that's what's about to happen with these kids. You're going to take them from an environment where they're safe at, where they're being nurtured, groomed to succeed, and going to take them somewhere else and say, okay, now survive in this jungle. Thank you.
And
Oh, I said it in the beginning. I believe that it's definitely going to impair the education of my son as well as any other kids that's there by moving them to somewhere where there's no special needs at.
And the adjustment, and your child's ability to adjust in such an environment where the kids are not as sensitive and those type of things. You need also to get...
Well, I mean, as far as the training of the teachers, every teacher didn't train to be a special needs teacher.
All those components.
That means there's no certification.
You need to list all those components. Okay, because we have to fight on your behalf.
Well, I'm going to be fighting with you. Best believe that.
My name is Susan Mason. I am a new hour aide for Oakman Elementary-Middle School. I am also a parent. I'm also an ex-student. And yes, I know that it's impairing my child. I graduated from Oakman myself. And it hurts me dearly for me to know that Oakman is closed. Oakman helped me out, and it also helps my child. She went to a charter school. She went to the MTA, and her education and her level is nothing like what she has at Oakman. I thank Oakman for the teachers. I thank Oakman for the students, the parents, and also my parent board, because we try and do everything possible for our kids. Our general education, our PIO, our everything, our classes, everything. They are wonderful. And if Boy Roberts came and looked at that instead of being so very, very, very rude, he wouldn't know these things. Yes, it will impair my daughter, Tiana Burton.
Thank you.
My name is Tiana Burton, and I am 7 years old. The reason that I like my school is because I do one of those things, and it teaches us kids how to read and
This school will impair Tiana Burton, my child, to learn.
very upset with it, and I'm upset that the school is closing. I'm a little bit nervous, but I know I just have to stay there and I have to take up for our school because there's just no reason why the school should be closed. My son goes to school with these children, and they do have a disability. My son knows now that, you know what I'm saying, he knows how to treat people, how to treat kids because he goes with different kids. I mean, this is the one school that I think where actually the parents work together with the teachers. The teachers actually care. They don't know it all. We don't know it all. But we are working together to help our kids. It's one, and I'm just baffled by it. It's a disservice. I'm trying to figure out right now what school is good enough for my son. He lives here for it's an awful school. He lives here in the gym. It's packed. It's crowded. My son won't be able to get an education. He will be impaired, and I'm not understanding what's going to happen. I am very baffled by my son's education in 2013, and it seems like the schools are just all over my clothes. Thank you.
I like my school.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Sophia Turnbull Jackson. This young lady is Kyra Dennis. She's also a student at Oakman Elementary, and she has a disability called TBI, so it affects the right side of her body. As you see, she wears a brace on her hand. She also wears one on her foot. She's been going to U of M during the summer for all of her therapy programs. U of M recommends Oakman for this area. They don't recommend anywhere else. They don't recommend other than obviously the schools in our.
If you get a letter, the University of Michigan is recommending that would help us a lot. And any other type of documentation that refers to Oakman would also help us. So that's something that, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but that's important, that you get the University of Michigan letter from their that program that recommends that program. And if they could also say that it would probably or likely or definitely impair the child's education, if they can put that in the letter, it would go a long way in keeping that school.
Okay. And I will also try to, but you will also try and reach out to see who all is recommending these schools. It's not a lot of schools that have children that have disabilities. It's not a lot of schools that when they do have disabilities, they integrate the children with other children. And that's very important, not just for children with disabilities, but for children who don't. So that, just as the young lady before me said, it makes it easier for people to deal with each other, how to cope with each other. As the young lady was speaking about a program called SFA, a lot of students who go there, they'll speak about it as alpha. It's also part of the way of breaking down the finance. So yes, it will terribly have a problem with my daughter's education. My son, next year he would be going there. He doesn't have a disability, but he's been learning from her. He's been learning from when we go to the parent meetings and the teachers. All the teachers are overly helpful to not just my daughter, but my son. If all the schools are already crowded and you're closing Oakman, what do you think is going to happen when they go to a bigger school that's already having problems with students fighting teachers, fighting principals? All that is going to cause more problems. What children are going to get an education? They're not. They're going to be fighting, and that's going to cause what? More population in prisons. Is that really something that we want for our children, black or white? No, it's not something that we need. We need to keep open.
Hi, my name is Erica Boylston. My son Timothy Reed and Tatum Reed. My son Timothy Reed has ADHD and ODD. My daughter, she's not disabled, but she also goes to Oakman. I think Oakman is a real good school because my son, he had a lot of challenges, a lot of breakthroughs that he had to go through with his ADHD. And I am so sad about hearing about the school closing because my mom, she had told me this afternoon about the school closing. And I really believe it will impair my children's education at Oakman.
Hi, my name is Eric. I'm a senior. This is my son, Eric, junior. He's a student at Oakman Elementary since last year. This is new to me as far as parenting 24 hours. I have my son Monday through Fridays, and it took me probably 3 months to find a school for my son. And I don't know what to do. I'm looking on the internet, going to schools and visit. When I found Oakman with the criteria that they offer for my son, it meets my criteria for me to go there. So I'm not sure exactly what's going on with my son. Go to neurologists every 6 to 7 months. on the area itself is already demolished. I ain't gonna lie, I'm tired of being a hypocrite. I do try for my block. I do try more for my son. Even I'm open, I'm there every day. They tired of me being here. But I'm there only for him and for other kids that I can nurture if I can. But it's sad to see these are little kids that they're closing their school or place where they've been. This is the first time I've seen young girls at the school blind walk down the hallway like this, like you can see. There's no other school in the district area that has ability for these. The Oakman will impact and care my son more so from the heart because of his ability if they were to close the school.
My name is Helen Moore, and 17 years ago, my son married this wonderful young lady who had a child with cerebral palsy. The doctor said that she would not be able to walk, she would just be a vegetable. And I kind of fell in love with this child, okay? So we enrolled her at Oakman. She had to have diapers. She could not talk that well. All of that, and since I retired, I picked her up at school in a wheelchair, and I bring her back home. Well, this child finally graduated. She still got braces on her leg, but she graduated from the wheelchair to a walker. And now she is at Schoolcraft College, second year.
All right.
I'm part of this group. I understand what's going on. We're going to be meeting, and we're going to get a plan together so that we can save this school. We already closed the school for the deaf. I don't know what Mr. Roberts has against special needs. I don't know what he has against poor people. But we need to stop this tragedy right now. We cannot wait. We don't want what happened to children in the deaf school. We don't want that to happen here. So I'm on board closing the schools. If this isn't an exact story, what the federal government needs, and they get federal funds, we already got an investigation going. Now what we've got to do is make sure that it's investigated. This is the right time for this. We need to come up against Roberts and his biasness against special needs, and he does have a bias because he keeps closing the schools that have special need children.
And also that Ms. Moore is a lawyer. So the parents, if she wants to take this over, you will probably put more directly with her than you will probably with us, but it doesn't mean that you can't call, but she has the legal knowledge